Hello, this video will cover how to create text favorites and more importantly how to use them from project to project and have them available whenever you enter MicroStation, all while using the FDOT Connect workspace. You'll see we have FDOT Connect workspace here, but when you're doing text, just like placing them and editing them, you have to go over to the Drawing Productions tab and you'll bring out this Place Text. Open the dialog, and from the text editor you're going to go to the favorites and you want to manage the favorites. So once the second dialog comes out, this shows you the text favorites that are available in the design file and also whatever has been set up with the configuration variables to pop up. And these are the ones that are provided by DOT, and you'll see there's a host of them. DOT's done a very nice job of providing, categorizing them, organizing them, but then when you go through the list of placing text, it doesn't have the subcategories. So to facilitate finding them, they've gone ahead and placed a prefix. So for plan labels, they put an _PL_ so that they're all grouped together. For profiles, they put an _PR_. That's a good practice. You may want to adopt the same type of practice when you create your own custom text labels, your own text favorites, excuse me. And they do the same thing with cross sections and with the pseudo labels. They having a prefix groups those type of labels together, so it's easier to find once you get into placing a text favorite. Okay, these are the DOT ones. This design file currently has none. We're going to create a new one. When you create a new text favorite, it actually places it in your design file. So we'll highlight the design file. Let's go ahead and categorize it by a folder. So we'll create a folder category, call it plan, and in this plan we'll create a new label. Let's call it station offset. We'll call it station offset. So what we'll do is now find for a point the station offset information. Once you have it, you highlight the new text favorite you're going to create. You come over here to the field type and we'll start selecting the fields. Now, these are all calculated properties. Obviously, we're going to do open roads, and this is a plan annotation field that we want to find. There's profile and cross section and 3D annotation fields as well if you need to create those type of text. For this example, we're going to do plan annotation. And this brings out a host of calculated information that we can create. If I was creating an arc information, I want to know the radius and the arc length of it. I would go to arc and go find arc length, select that, and then arc radius. But what I want to do is this is a point, so I'll go to point, and the first thing I want is I'm going to put some text out here. I'll put it in a color that we can see. Let me change this to white so we can see it as I type. So I'll do STA equals space. So we'll come over here and we'll go to plan, we'll go to point, and we'll go to point station. Select it. That's how it'll preview. I'll accept that. It places up there. I'll hit a return, and then I'll say I want the offset. So I'll do OFF space equal space, and I'll go back to this field again, plan for point, and I will do point offset. There's point offset, and I want show sign only for the negative. That's how it'll appear. Accept it. And that is my label. I just do station offset. If I want, I can place, I want the X and Y coordinates. I can come over, same thing for the point, and I'll say X equals space, point X, accept, and then Y equals and find the y coordinate, y value for the point. Accept it. Once you've finished setting up your points and how you want it, you can come and control some of the style information. Say we want to use the FDOT medium for this medium style, so it controls this, the font and everything. And we will say we want to save this. Okay, you can then close the dialog, close this one as well. And now to actually place labels, you come over to place label. Okay, remember we edited and created a new one by the place text, but we're going to go place label now. This gives us our dialog, and we want to do a text favorite. And you select your favorite. When you hit the drop down, and you have the option of placing with a leader or without a leader. You'll see here how DOT's underscore PL, they're nice and categorized together, and the PR and so on. We're going to go down to the bottom since we just called it station offset. Go down to the bottom, look for in the S's. There it is, station offset. You see it, the icon is blue because it's in the actual active design file already. And we'll select our favorite. So with this, since you're already getting station offset from an element, we'll select our alignment and then select our point. And you see as it's being placed, it has the same information that was in the label. Well, once I actually data point, it does the calculation and grabs the point, the information for that point. See how it's negative to, and say I wanted to get the same thing with one of the DOTs. Let's find the DOT's text favorites for station offset. So that would be, let's go to the PLs, PL station offset full here. I'll select the alignment, and let's go click on the exact same point. You see, I'm getting the exact same information. They chose to do, instead of they're putting an RT. I'll show you how to do that as well. And instead of a negative, they put a LT. We're getting the exact same information. It's just reading the point that you're clicking based off of this alignment. Okay. Now, we've saved that. What if we want to use it in another design file? Okay, we've created this. The same process would be to create any type of label. You go and create the label. Now, the most important part here is, where do you save it? Where does it go? Where is this? Say I wanted to create it in the actual FDOT area. Well, it's not quite that easy. If I come over here and go back to the edit and create, I go to manage. See, here's the label we just created under plan. But over here, I can't really create anything, right? It looks like I can't create anything. I go to plan labels. However, it's a little deceiving. If you touch here, it looks like you can create a label, and I can click plus, and it looks like it's creating here. And I'll call it. Let's do the same thing. STA off. Let's call it STA off. Enter, and we'll quickly. We'll do the same thing. STA equals for the point. I want the station value, point station. Accept, enter, and then we'll do off equals and we'll do the station offset, point offset. But now, I remember I told you different things. Like here, they're showing show negative only for these are editable fields. So how you want to format it. So instead of showing negative only, we can have always, or we'll never. We'll show never here. But for the suffix, for the positive suffix, we'll place in here a space RT, and for the negative suffix, space LT. Okay, and you see how it updates here, your preview. And I will accept this. And we'll just put that for now, and we'll go ahead and save this. We'll save this and close it. Close this as well. And we'll go place our label. And with leader, let's go find our new one that we placed out there. And that was, again, I didn't put any prefix. Here it is. Stay off. Select that one. And I'll go ahead and select the same alignment. And for grins, we'll go the exact same point, so you see that all of them were calculating the exact same information. But you know, here now it's placing LT and RT as opposed to placing the negative sign or a positive. Okay, so we created. Now, what I was saying, we looked like we created it actually in the DOT settings. Well, unfortunately, it lets you feel like you're doing it, but it's not. You go back to manage, you'll see it's created it just in our root for the file. Doesn't categorize it or anything. It didn't get placed over here. It looked like it was being placed, but when it came time, push comes to shove it, to save it, it saves it over here. Well, the nice thing is you can copy one of the DOT ones. If you want to start off with one of theirs and modify it, you can do that, because you can come over here and modify these things and add another feature. Like if I wanted to come over here and then hit an enter, type something else out there, I can save it, and it'll save it off. But obviously I'd want to move it and categorize it. But we have this here. We have this, and you go through the process of creating all this. Where does this reside? Let's close this. I'm not going to save that, what I just typed, the gibberish I just typed. What I'm going to do now is create another file. The same exact thing, the same exact file. I'm going to go to the FDOT, create file. I'll create another. I'll create another file here. Exact same file. I'll go ahead and reference the same alignment. Close this. Let's reference the alignment again. And let's fit view. There's the alignment. We'll zoom in. I'll save my settings. Now I want to place a label. So I go drawing, plan, production. I go to place label. And I go text favorites. I hit my favorites. I drop down. There's the DOT ones, but mine were down in the S's. So I go all the way down to the S. But wait a second. It's not there. My station officers aren't there. Let's go edit. Let's go take a look. What's in the place text? I go to my manage. And it's not there because we had created them in the design RDEX01, not the O2 file. Okay, so those are, whenever you create them, they're file specific. But you can turn that file into, especially if it's a clean file, obviously you don't want to have a bunch of stuff in there, but you go create some labels. And ideally what you want to have is a file that you're going to start creating all your labels, all your custom labels, and we'll create those. And I'll show you where you place it. So we're right now in this EX02 file. Save my settings here. Let me pull up my file manager. So the design EX1 and EX2. I'm going to take this EX1 file that we created, and I'm going to copy it over, or move it over, whichever would be the case. I'm going to copy it over to this specific folder, which is in the path. Okay, it's on your C drive, wherever FDOT Connect was installed. You have your FDOT Connect workspace FDOT standards dgnlib features definition. You're going to go ahead and place that file that you created these text favorites that you have, and then you're going to rename this. And I have my little cheat here just for the name. I'm going to call it scalar. Now this is the important part, because it's anything underscore text favorites underscore anything. So I'm going to call it my initials IA, because I'm creating these. It did not find this one that I'd been playing around with before, because I put a space in there. It's got to be, it can be anything before the first underscore, then text favorites as I've typed here, then underscore, and then anything else. Dot, and it's going to be dgnlib. You're going to change the file type from a dgn to a dgn library. Say yes. This folder is already in your path in the DOT workspace. This is how the DOT wants you to create your own customized stuff and be able to use it in conjunction with the ones they provide. It's not recommended to actually edit their dgnlib, because whenever they provide new updates to the FDOT Connect workspace, they plan on adding more text favorites and actually all their configuration variables, where all their dgnlibs, where they're providing pre-created and labels and information. It's not advisable to edit any of theirs, because they will be continually updating and improving that. So what's going to happen is you lose what you created, or not be able to reap the benefits of their new things. So it's better to create your own. So that's why I created the scalar underscore text favorites myself. Maria would create hers, so dot underscore M&M. Clayton will create his, like a CF, and so on. Everyone, as you create them, what we can do is someone can go and pool these together, and we can create a global one for the entire company that then can be distributed to everyone's machine in the same folder. Okay, and then you can continue creating more as you need them, because obviously you're not going to wait for them to be created. If you are doing some work that you need to get out the door quickly, you're going to go ahead and create your own favorite, but you're going to create it in a file here. If I were going to create more, I wouldn't go do it in my design file. I would open this dgnlib as a design file, create it there, so that I will have it available in any design file I'm jumping from on any project. And to illustrate that, so I now copied this file where I placed it. I copied it over to here. Okay, I placed it in my I placed it in this special folder. Now I want to see them available in this other file that I'm in, the ex_2, that currently it's not showing up, right? Currently they're not there. Well, you have to restart MicroStation and ORD to get this. I'm just going to do a quick file exit. Start Open Roads again, so that the configuration variable can map all the dgnlibs that are in those folders. We just copied that file over there. So now I'll get back into the EX2. Now let's quickly look at the place text once it finishes refreshing. So I go to the Manage, and now you'll see Scalar Text Favorites is available as well, and there are the two that we created just a moment ago. So obviously there's nothing in the current design file, I don't need it. So let's go ahead and place those the same as how we did earlier in the other file. So we'll use them. Come over here, place text with the leader. We're going to do a text favorite. hit the drop down and go find the ones we place, and I have them down by the S's. There's station offset. Select the alignment, select my data point, place it, select the data point, place it. There we have our, and if we want to do the other one, select alignment. I didn't change I must not. Oh, when I was playing around, I must have changed and didn't save the symbology where I was showing that. Position offset. Select the alignment. Yeah, but yes, you see it's giving the exact same information. With that, I conclude this video. And that's basically how you create a text favorite, and then how do you save it so it can be used. Obviously, with this I blue, that happened because I had it open. Basically, you need to save your settings. I'd have to jump back into that file, that dgnlib that we were working on. But when you're in the edit mode for the style, make sure you select the font, and basically DOT. Medium, small, or large is the most common ones we use. I forgot to do that before saving it, so it just defaulted to whatever the default. Thank you very much.